Welcome to episode of Potion Sword Run. It looks like Phil Spencer has been making the rounds and has been visiting all his first party studios. Dun dun dun. Now, given the state of the video game industry and how all these studios are being shut down, it must be nerve-wracking for these studios employees to have their boss, Xbox studio head boss Phil Spencer, come and look at the progress that the games are doing. But it's something that must be done. So if you fear management coming over, it's probably because your game is suffering. Speaking of which, Rare he visited and he played Everwild. Now Everwild was announced like 5 years ago. I recently made a video about it and how it's been taking so long for that game to come out, and I blame Sea of Thieves because it's a hit, so they have all people on deck working on that game. But as of right now, supposedly the game is playable and Phil Spencer went to go check it out. He also visited the makers of Fable and Forza Horizon, Playground Studios, and I guess he got to see how Fable is coming along. He also visited Mojang, however you say it, people who are working on Minecraft, and Minecraft Adventures, or whatever the other game was. I'm not sure what they're working on now, but I'm pretty sure it's Minecraft related. Nothing was shut down. No studios were shut down. Nothing was said so far. But that was just Phil Spencer. Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, recently stated to his gamers, investors, and anybody else that's listening, the state of Xbox and their games and whatever. And he said in the end that he's going to continue the strategy to release Xbox games on PlayStation, Switch, and PC. He's not going to stop with the first four. He saw success with it, and he wanted to let his investors and gamers know out there that he's going to continue with that strategy. So, like I said, we already know Indiana Jones is going to PlayStation. I have no doubt that Avowed is going to go to PlayStation. Any Activision, Bethesda games are going to go to PlayStation. I even think Halo, when it comes out, the next one, will go to PlayStation. From now on, I think all games that are coming up Xbox are going to go to PlayStation. So long as Satya Nadella is head of Microsoft. If it was up to him, I believe that Microsoft or Xbox would be a third-party studio. And the only thing that's keeping it from happening is probably Phil Spencer. But like I said, he has his hands tied. There ain't really much that he can do. He's visiting the studios to make sure they're on track. But in the end of the day, if Natalia Sabapla wants to shut down studios, wants to put other games on other systems, it's gonna happen. So as an Xbox gamer, as a gamer in general, I just want to let you guys all know, hey, prepare for the worst, because it's gonna come if you only have an Xbox and you're like an Xbox fanboy and don't want those games to go anywhere else. They're gonna go other places. It is what it is. Now, Phil Spencer visiting these studios isn't like something crazy or like newsworthy, I guess you can say. But just because studios have been shutting down, that's why I wanted to report on it. So far, nothing is happening. So far, everything looks good. But you never know. They always do this sneaky stuff, like corporate type. They go and they gather information and they go back and they go into the beehive and they start doing all this corporate shit that messes up everybody's damn studios and games and workflow and life. One thing that I learned is that you can't trust corporations to do the right thing, or just any jobs actually, to put their employees first or put their product first. No, it's always going to put the investors first. Try to get as much money as you can out of everything and just squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. That's just a state of AAA corporate video games. Nerve-wracking, confusing, don't know what's going to happen. Xbox Studio Phil tells you one thing, and then you have Natalia blah blah telling you other things. That's just the way it is when you have corporate owners of video games. Wouldn't it be nice to go back to just having independent games? But the problem with that is the budgets. They're just increasing, and you need people to back it. That's where corporations come in, investors come in. So it's kind of like a lose-lose situation. We want these great games, but yeah, we need these investors to put up the money for us. And in the end, what ends up happening is we have corporate games. And I mean, they're not all that bad, but they play it safe. They could be way better. I mean, imagine all these creative minds out there who just have these crazy ideas for video games. They just need the funding, but they're not like AAA safe, get all people to play type of video games. Like they're more niche and like dark and gritty. I want those people making games. Not vanilla. I want freaking Rocky Road with freaking rainbow and sherbet and everything just mixed together with gummy bears and shit type video games. Because what we're having now is old. It's played out. They're boring. They're predictable. Now I'm going on a tangent. Anyways, Xbox out there making moves, but I'm not sure if it's going to benefit the Xbox gamer. One thing I am looking forward to is these games that these studios are working on. Fable, Everwild. I want to know how those games are going to come out. And when they do come out, I'm going to play them. Mostly free on Xbox because I have Game Pass. But if I didn't, those are two type of games that I would be willing to put my money on. Because they seem a little ambitious, a little creative. They look good. But in the end of the day, it comes down to the actual game and the way it plays. And we'll have to see more to see if it's actually going to deliver. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for sharing your time and giving me your time. I know how precious it is. Remember to love yourself and enjoy your life. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.